decades that renewables don't even know about. That we should, in order for renewables to have a level playing field, I believe that renewable energy should be subsidized so that it's affordable for homeowners and businesses, and at the same time will be a great job creator and will revitalize the economy, because energy production is the single largest industry in the state of Missouri and the country and the world.
So, you know, we're going to have to kind of move to another, just one more quick subject, because we are running out of time. Thank you so much for getting us into the idea of investing in solar.
Thank you for inviting me.
Julie Holly from Gateway Harvest was going to be here, but she had a death in the family, wasn't able to be here. And this is another idea of an investment idea that I think is something that we can sort of put in our brains as kind of a model. Gateway Harvest, LLC, they have a great website. People can get on it. It's a fun website. And it's a small group of people, 12 folks, who have gotten together. They've all put a little bit into the pot. I don't know how much they each put in. If Julie was here, she could tell us, but I don't know. And their idea is that they can take this money and make loans to small farms, sustainable farms. And these are straight up loans, so they are going to get some interest off of them. And they can help. I can tell you as a farmer that there's a lot of times when $2,000 to $5,000, which is their loan amount, can make a huge difference. Just things buying seed or fixing your truck, whatever it's for, you know, it can make a huge difference in the farmer's year. I'll just read from their webpage here. It says, we're most interested in making loans for equipment or special projects that will help a farm or food business operate more efficiently or support growth. We expect that the borrower will clearly show how the equipment or project will affect the borrower's business, and whether the project will be successfully completed by using just our loan or in conjunction with other funding. So what they're doing is going into it in a really professional way, asking the questions that maybe a bank would ask, but asking them and getting the credit history of the lender. I know, because I know Julie, that they go out and they visit the farms. And I think this is a neat model. It would be something that could work for a neighborhood wanting to invest in solar, for example. I could see something like that happening. You can really, you know, any of these positive investments that we want to have in our community, you could see how this could be funded by a small group of people getting together, each kicking in a certain amount, and making some good, solid business rules to make it happen. This Gateway Harvest has a application that I thought looked really professional to me. It looked like something that you might fill out at the bank, how much monthly payments you might be able to make, your trade references, all of those things. So, in other words, it's not just wobbling along trying to figure out how to make this work. It's actually a group of people coming together and building a system that will maybe make a change in people's lives. So this is another model that we can be thinking about for this kind of local investing.
So this sounds like it's sort of based on that micro-lending idea that started in India with very small amounts.
Possibly.
And it would be interesting to find out if, like, the farmers themselves also lend to each other.
Uh-huh.
You know, that would be another way to, I think, strengthen it, because they would even be more discerning about looking at the applications and figuring out who the farmers were that would be probably good risks for the big loans.
Uh-huh. Because the microloan system, you've got like a network of, say, 12 people who look at the loans together and they,
I think that's the way it works. I think it's like there's like a small group, and they decide amongst themselves, frequently it's women starting small businesses, they decide amongst themselves who they're going to lend to for the next, series. And they keep it very small. This is larger than that, but still it seems like that small circle of people, the person that they're much less likely to anonymously leave in the middle of the night. They're really committed. You know them, and they know you, and it's not like an anonymous sort of bank person. It's a group of people that maybe are in the same field as you or a similar vision or values.
Yeah, nice.
So what do you think it is about these small lending efforts that keep that under the radar or just not necessary to be regulated by state and federal regulators that do banks and credit unions and that sort of thing? I mean, I wonder if it's just that they're small enough that they don't come under there, or they just don't know about them, or what? Because I had this experience with starting a co-op a number of years ago, and oh my Lord. I never got into so many rules and regulations in my whole entire life. And it was the feds and the state, and it was just unbelievable.
Co-op
Did you have that problem, Paul, when your LLC formed? Did you have a lot of regulations about going into
But you weren't loaning money out to others, you were just investing.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
I
different.
think you register at Secretary of State,
Yeah.
and that's about it. I mean,
Uh-huh.
that's not the complex part of it. It's working with the banks, working with, doing environmental remediation, and working with architects and builders. But I don't think there's a big barrier to people coming together to invest in a building.
That's different than loaning money.
Yeah.
But I just wondered, it might be that there's some threshold that you, like if they only loan out between $2,000 and $5,000 and they have a maximum of 10 loans they can make or something that just doesn't meet some threshold, or they just haven't drawn the attention of the regulators because they're out there.
It's a good
For
question.
banks and, I said co-op, but I meant credit union. Worked with that
Oh,
credit
yeah, I
union.
remember the credit.
Oh, my man.
Yeah. Well, you're looking at a bigger business when you're trying to get a credit union and you've got a lot of,
Well, and that's
Outside
right, there may be
people
some
coming together.
threshold is my thought, but
yeah.
I just wondered, like individuals, you can loan money to anybody you want.
Exactly.
Under any agreement you want as an individual. So if you're a small group, maybe that same principle applies, but I wondered.
It's a good question. I guess we end with a question this
To be continued.
to be continued. Yeah. So thank you all for being here. Any other questions? Should we reintroduce Paul Sturts from Ragtag and Hicksville? Thank you so much for
Yeah,
being here.
Pleasure.
And Molly Freebairn from Show Me Solar. And locate her on the web. You can find out more about what Show Me Solar is doing.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you, Margo.
Thank you, Margo.
Thank you.
Yeah, I
If
just
you
saw
give
the
me
worst
your-
movie I ever saw.